Also, would you guys look at this cute little denim set for Ozzy? In case you guys want to see him in it. Is that not so cute? Yes, a stand up column. Oh, big dub.
The Indiana Fever just sent shockwaves through the WNBA, proving something that will make every Caitlin Clark and Fever fan's heart burst with pride. Even with their injured superstar sidelined, the team didn't just show up, they demolished the Las Vegas Aces by an unbelievable 27 points. This wasn't supposed to happen. The Fever hadn't beaten the Aces since 2019. They were missing key pieces, and the referees looked like they had Aya Wilson on speed dial. But Kelsey Mitchell, Aliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, Lexie Hull, Aari McDonald, and Natasha Howard had something else in mind. And wait until you hear the 3 simple words Mitchell dropped after the game that captured the moment perfectly. If you ride with the Fever, drop a comment, "I've got the fever. Let's go." Mitchell summed it up post-game, saying, "We just made sure our energy was high and that we stayed focused. We all know Vegas is a powerhouse team, full of champions. But we had to move past the high of the Commissioner's Cup and lock in. And we did." McDonald was slicing through defenders, laying it in. Mitchell dished a flawless pass to Boston for 2. Wide open look? Mitchell hit a 3. McDonald turned the corner and drove straight to the rim. Now imagine the absolute worst-case scenario for a basketball team heading into one of the biggest games of the season. You're facing the reigning MVP and defending champions. Your superstar is out. A veteran leader just quit. Your depth players are playing overseas. That's exactly the nightmare the Indiana Fever were living before they faced off against the Las Vegas Aces. No real update, other than she's out tonight, the coach said about Caitlin Clark. She's still working, still progressing. But we're taking it slow. No setbacks. And with 5 straight home games coming up, the coach emphasized the opportunity ahead. It's great, we can sleep in our own beds, play in front of our crowd. But we can't take that for granted. We still have to bring the energy, the effort, the laser-sharp focus. We have to build from here. Clark's groin injury couldn't have come at a worse time. The young phenom who had completely reshaped the Fever's identity was stuck on the sidelines in street clothes. And she wasn't just their leading scorer, she was the engine. The playmaker. The floor general who made everyone around her better. Without her blazing pace and unreal court vision, the Fever had to reinvent their game, completely. Is she making progress? Reporters asked. She's progressing, but progress and feeling good are 2 different things, the coach explained. We want her confident. We don't want setbacks. That's the top priority right now. But that wasn't the only challenge. Right when the team needed leadership most, veteran DeWanna Bonner abruptly quit. The timing couldn't have been worse. Already low on experience, the Fever suddenly found themselves scrambling to fill holes and restructure rotations. And to make matters even more complicated, Dariz Dantas was playing overseas for Brazil in the FIBA Ameri Cup, taking away another key frontcourt presence. I reminded the team, said one Fever vet. It's been since 2019 since we beat Vegas. But you know, organizations go through ups and downs. This was our time. And if the Fever's internal struggles weren't enough, they were staring down A'ja Wilson, the reigning MVP, and a Las Vegas Aces squad that had dominated them in every matchup for 5 straight years. The Fever hadn't beaten the Aces since 2019. Everyone knew it. Everyone expected another loss. But here's where it flipped. Kelsey Mitchell set the tone early, flipping the ball to Natasha Howard for the bucket. Indiana's offense came out firing. Crisp passes, clean shots, and full-throttle energy. Even with a sold-out Gainbridge Fieldhouse crowd bringing the noise, fans were nervous. The Fever had just won the Commissioner's Cup, yes, but this challenge felt insurmountable. Every expert had already written them off before tip-off. Nobody realized that this storm of adversity was about to forge something special. Sometimes it takes a moment of total desperation for a team to uncover what they're really made of. and the Fever were about to show the world exactly that. Coming off the high of the Commissioner's Cup win over Minnesota, the Fever knew they had to keep the momentum going, no hangovers, figurative or literal. And they delivered. This wasn't just a solid win, it was an absolute blowout. An 81-54 statement victory that nobody saw coming. After the first quarter, it wasn't even close. The Fever outscored the Aces 25-10 in the second quarter and went into halftime with a 22-point lead. The second half? More of the same. A full-on domination that no one in the building, or watching at home, could believe. Without Caitlin Clark, the Fever had been searching for a new identity. And statistically, the numbers were brutal. Without their leader orchestrating the offense, everything changed. The fast pace. The quick transitions. The pinpoint passing. All gone. "What have you seen from the team without Caitlin?" a reporter asked. "Defensively, we've been more solid," the coach replied. "We've tightened up our coverage, our awareness has improved. We're doing a better job protecting the paint. Still need to cut back on fouls. But we're building something." Offensively, though? It was a different story. Without Clark pushing the tempo, the team's scoring dropped. Games that used to race by at warp speed now felt slow and clunky. Without her, the team struggled to hit 80 points, down from the 90+ they were used to. And players who had thrived in her system were now struggling to create for themselves. "The ball's moving more," the coach said. "We're getting it side to side, inside outside. But our goal is 5-player basketball, movement, rhythm, flow." Yet without Clark's court vision and passing brilliance, the offense often stalled. Players held the ball too long, forcing shots. The beautiful, selfless team basketball turned into isolation plays. Aliyah Boston, in particular, was frustrated. Her game depends on post feeds and smart entry passes. Without Caitlin, she was stuck out on the perimeter, far from her sweet spot. "What's the game plan?" someone asked. "We've got to disrupt," the coach said firmly. "Be physical, throw off their rhythm, be elite in on-ball defense. If we defend at a high level, we can run. But we can't just let them execute their offense freely." Opposing teams had started to figure it out. With no Clark stretching the floor, defenders sagged into the paint. They dared the Fever to shoot from deep. They pressured the ball handlers, knowing the floor spacing just wasn't the same. The Fever looked predictable, until now. Because this time, Kelsey Mitchell was ready. She had 3 words in mind that captured the team's mindset: "We ain't scared." The energy inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse was electric from the opening tip. And Indiana never trailed. They led by as much as 27. And for the first time in years, they looked like a team ready to take over the league. What followed was nothing short of a historic performance, the kind that rewrites narratives and sparks belief. Even without their superstar, the Fever proved they were more than one player. They were a unit. A team. And they were ready to fight. This wasn't just a win over Las Vegas. It was a warning to the entire WNBA. The Fever are coming, and they're not backing down.